Ready to go whenever you are, Coach.
Okay. All right. Wrapped up our typical Thursday practice. Even though it's Wednesday, I think the days have us all screwed up. I don't know which day it is, but, had a good Thursday, had a good week of practice. The kids worked hard to prepare since Navy. And the one thing is they're ready to go play. I think they were just like me. They didn't want a bye week last week. They'd rather played, but we took advantage of that and had a little bit more preparation. Got some more guys back, and we'll be ready to go.
Okay, we'll open up questions for Coach Houston at this moment.
Coach, do you expect to have Penix and Tank back this week, or is that still kind of in flux?
No, they both practiced all week, so they're ready to go.
What will their return mean, especially from a leadership standpoint, with those guys being older players?
Well, I think it's just that, older players, both of them have key roles on each side of the ball and on special teams. And that's, this year, just the craziness of this year, you can't have enough people. And especially guys that have been out there and, have game experience and, have been through the rigors of this conference.
Coach, earlier this week you talked about Tulsa's size. How do you combat that size?
Well, we've got better size this year, so that's a good start. The thing is, it is what it is. They are a big football team. We've got to be ready to fight. We've got to try to match their physicality. We've got to try to execute at a high level. We got to try to, do some things that maybe will give them some problems. So we'll see how well we handle that Friday night.
Coach, when you look at the way things went this week for you in practice, what is it that you like the most about this week's work and gives you a little bit of optimism coming into Friday?
Well, I got a lot of optimism going into Friday just because of how the kids have worked. I think we continue to improve. I think certainly getting some of the guys back that were out is going to, boost our entire roster. I think, just continuing to develop, both sides. It's just we're going to continue to play better, and that's the goal. Friday night. We've kind of laid out our plan. Consistently throughout the week of the things that I think we need to do Friday night in order to win the ball game, and that's we just talked about when we left the field. We finished, our practice today with a 2-minute drill, and putting Jake Verity in a situation to win the ball game, and we want to give ourselves that opportunity Friday night, and it's going to be a 4-quarter battle. And we're going to fight our tails off. But, our group is, they're confident and they're ready to go out there and fight.
Coach, talk about how big it's been to have Holton back after the adversity. And I know it's been good to have the bye week, and now you have Holton back and have these guys back.
Well, that's the biggest advantage of having the bye is it got everybody back and got some practice and got, our timing back. Some of the guys were a little rusty after the quarantine, so it gave us a week to get them, kind of dialed back in. I thought Holton was very sharp, and it's just his experience. When you take and you have a guy that's a high-level player like he is, and then they have so much experience like he does, it's really irreplaceable. And it's why we really liked the situation we had in the quarterback room from a standpoint of we don't have an older quarterback, but we have a guy that has a couple of years under his belt that does have great experience and that gives those younger quarterbacks time to develop. And I think that's going to be something that will pay off for us, not just this week, but that'll pay off for us, for the next couple of years as we continue to develop that room.
Coach, I know Cliff Godwin in baseball always hates when we ask about weather, but this being a kind of a late Friday night game, it looks like temperatures might dip a little bit. Does that, if anything, add to the physicality and kind of nature you're expecting of this game?
It's perfect. It's 47 degrees. It's balmy. It's not like it's going to be 22 or 15. We've had late season games before. We'd tee off in the teens. There were going to be virtually no wind. So I think 47 at kickoff in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it's going to be great football weather. And I talked to our kids about preparing for that. I'll talk to them a little bit more tomorrow. I know we've had some very comfortable weather this week, but to me, you think of Friday night football, late season football. That's the way it's played. It's played in those kind of conditions, and the teams that can handle that, those are the ones that thrive. And that's that really fits the core thing when we talk about building our program. we're building a physical football team. I mean, we've come so far. We have a long ways to go, but we're building a team that's going to be able to play well in that environment. So I think it's a great time to have that kind of a game.
Coach, we talked about this with Blake yesterday. How important it's going to be to break serve a little bit on defense and give your offense a few more opportunities than they get.
Well, I mean, I think they have a really outstanding quarterback. I think he's improved drastically from last year, and he's a great field general, and I mean that from a standpoint of, he seems to be able to get them in the right play no matter what it is. He does a great job in the RPO game. Throws the ball very well down the field and does not make a lot of mistakes. And so I think it's going to be very important for us to try to get him off track. I think if he's comfortable, then he's going to have a lot of success. So we've got to do whatever we can to keep him off step.
Coach, you talked about this week that you're still installing things on defense. And I kind of have to wonder, too, to pick up on that question, maybe stealing a possession somehow with something on special teams. Are there some things that you guys are maybe still working on or cooked up coming off an off week special teams wise?
Well, I mean, we've got stuff that we've been working on all season that we haven't, put out there in all three phases. So, there's still lots. I'm sure Tulsa's got a lot. I think that, they were off for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks of the quarantine. So, I've told our guys I'll be ready to expect about anything from them.
Coach, coming out of the bye, is testing gone pretty well this week? Can you just provide an update there?
It's gone okay. We've had some glitches. We're going to have some guys out, but I think Tulsa probably will too. So it's what we're all dealing with. I mean, fortunately, we're not in the situation Wisconsin's in.
Coach, is there a number right now that maybe out of as far as guys out?
Not that I'm going to give you. You guys can count heads Friday night at 9:00.
Okay, are there any other questions for Coach Houston?
How will the later game time just impact what game day looks like for you guys?
Well, it is 9:00 Eastern. We are going to try to get them, keep them up a little bit late and let them sleep in to try to get us a little bit on Central Time. So it'll be an 8:00 Central kickoff. We kicked off at 7 p.m. Eastern down in South Florida. So I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. We're going to try to function our day a little bit similarly to we did that Saturday down in South Florida, which I thought our players handled very, very well. And I thought they really liked the night kickoff in that situation. So, I think we'll be just fine handling it. I'm glad we got the experience of a night kickoff earlier in the year.
Okay, Coach Houston, thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Talk to you soon.